Thanks. As the deadlines for those vaccine requirements start to arrive, we're seeing pushback. Some workers are even taking their employers to court. That was the case for 7 Denver police officers who wanted the city's vaccine policy overturned. Well, today a Denver judge dismissed the challenge, saying they really should take it up with the health department. Now those officers have until tomorrow to be fully vaccinated. Across the country, healthcare and airline workers are filing lawsuits as well. The question tonight is, will any of these lawsuits stand up in court? Alan Junaid taking a deeper dive right now. And Alan, a historical precedent has already been set.
Well, that's true, Jim. If you look back in the history of Supreme Court decisions, you know, cities and towns and companies, in spite of what may be some mixed messaging, are getting tougher and people are going to start losing jobs soon. In general, the courts have said as long as companies and cities and towns who make these mandates have exemptions for those with religious or medical reasons, these mandates can stand. Emerging from a Denver courtroom, Officer Dave Curtis said he's done with the Denver police force.
I will not let them violate my constitutional rights and force me to be stuck with a needle with their vaccines.
But the judge ruled that the case didn't belong in court yet, but they should have asked the health department first. All the way up to the federal level, courts are turning back nearly all mandate challenges. Attorney Raj Chauhan has looked at the issues.
In an emergency situation, the courts are saying no. The state governments, the local governments are free to enact these sorts of mandates as long as there's some kind of reasonable accommodation for people who can't or won't do it.
United Airlines required vaccine cards to be uploaded by the end of the day Monday.
It is a required duty item at this point to have a vaccination card.
Hi, welcome aboard.
The head of the local flight attendants union says the union's attorneys couldn't find anything in their contract that prohibits requiring vaccinations.
But now people are going to get fired.
Absolutely. That does seem to be the direction.
While employers and cities have created mandates, the courts have looked back at a Supreme Court decision about required vaccines from over a century ago.
What the Supreme Court said at the time was that a person's liberty only goes so far. Once it starts infringing upon other people's safety and rights to be free of disease, then that individual liberty stops.
Officer Dave Curtis said today that instead of getting the vaccine, he'll be retiring early. He won't get it tomorrow. He says he'll lose out on over $500,000 worth of compensation in the years ahead because of it. And United's CEO has said his company will now start the process of firing nearly 600 workers who didn't file those vaccine cards or apply for religious or medical exemption. In Denver, I'm Alan Junaid, covering Colorado First.
All right.